Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Katie and I make weekly lifestyle and finance videos. And today I'm going to be talking about the 10 tips for frugal living. Frugal living is the act of being intentional of where you're spending your money. And you're very conscious with what you're spending money on and also what you're not spending money on. And it's the idea that you are prioritizing certain things in your life to spend money on. So the great thing about frugal living is it's not a one-size approach. So how I live frugally is not the same way that you may live frugally. It absolutely does not mean that you need to stop buying your favorite coffee, stop eating out, stop buying cappuccinos, none of those things. It's not about depriving yourself, but it's thinking about ways that you can cut back on spending money in order to reach your financial goals, reach financial freedom, and stay within your budget. So it's about being able to understand that you're going to prioritize saving money and spending money in certain areas and cut spending money in other areas. You're the person that's deciding where you want to cut spending money or stop spending money completely on certain items and where you'll still splurge and or spend money on other items. Frugal, the same thing as cheap. Is it a synonym? Synonym? No. Frugal and being cheap are not the same thing. I see these words used interchangeably, but they're really not the same thing at all. Being cheap means you're always buying the lowest price items, no matter the circumstances. Case in point, a piece of clothing, spending the least amount of money you can on a piece of clothing, long term is actually may not be the best spending item depending on how well that piece of clothing has wear and tear over time. So frugal is really assessing your finances and deciding where you're gonna spend money on things and where you're gonna cut. So for instance, you may cut back on shopping, spending money on clothes and household items in order to prioritize saving and spending money on vacations. Why do you choose to live frugally? So choosing to live frugally will allow you to prioritize saving money, budgeting, and reaching your financial goals quicker. Every time that you choose not to spend money on something, you're able to save that money or put that money towards something else that will be able for you to reach your financial goals much quicker. So tip number one is take public transit as often as possible, if that's applicable to your situation. So if you do live in a city, there's so many options for public transportation, either subways, metros, or the buses, and it is so much cheaper than taking an Uber or actually paying for you to drive your own car. Public transit is so affordable, and you can get into the habit of constantly taking Ubers because it's only $7 here, $10 here, and it really adds up over time. So if you're able to, try to take public transit as often as possible. You will really save a lot of money this way. My second tip is to only buy in-season products. This is so important because you guys have seen strawberries in the wintertime. You're paying about $6 for a tiny thing of strawberries, but food is obviously seasonal, and because of globalization, we're able to get all sorts of food season round, even though they're not actually in season during that time. Asparagus is one of my favorite vegetables, but asparagus is actually in season in the springtime, but in the winter time, I see it for like $6.99. To get in the habit of only buying certain produce when it's in season. There are obviously certain vegetables and fruit that we have available all year round, but get in the habit of only buying this food when it's actually in season. Next tip is to buy used whenever possible. Used furniture, used home decor, used clothing. When you buy things used, there is such a heavily discounted price, anywhere from 30 to 90% off. I've gotten so many cute home decor things, items around my house from Kijiji, Craigslist, on Facebook groups. So when you're able to buy used, the thing I love to buy used is wedding guest dresses because I wear those dresses one time and never do it again. So think about the products in your life that you can buy used. Next tip is sell what you don't use. So many of our products and our household items and our clothing end up in landfills because we just throw them away because number one, we might not be using them, or we just don't like them anymore. And it's nothing wrong that's actually with the product, but we just don't want it anymore and we get rid of it. And a better thing to do is get in the habit of trying to sell these items. So many online stores that you're able to do this, or within local groups in your communities, but get in the habit of trying to resell things that are still in great quality. I actually just resold a bar cart that I had. I had this really cute bar cart for my apartment, but I'm moving right now into a larger place and it just didn't fit the space. So I actually sold my bar cart for like $45, which I think was like a great sale. So make sure you get in the habit of reselling things. Next tip is to reevaluate your subscriptions and cut where you can. I'm not saying cut all your subscriptions because your girl needs like Amazon and something to watch, but we are in like a subscription overload. You can get subscriptions on everything, but really think about how much use you're getting out of these. If you have Amazon Prime, are you making the most of it? or if you have Netflix, Hulu, HBO, how many shows are you actually watching? So reevaluate your subscriptions, think about the ones that you can cut back on, or think about the ones that maybe you're only using and you can share with your friends and family and kind of share the cost, so it'll be less amount of money that you're paying for it each month. Tip is to meal prep and plan. This is so important so you're not eating out because you're lazy and you don't know what to eat. Really think about before your week starts what you're going to be eating for the week and plan your meals. You will save so much money in the long run if you know what you're eating before time, because we all work jobs, you know, you're in school, you have family commitments, life is busy, and you can get in the habit of eating out consistently because you're just tired and you haven't thought about it before. So get in the habit of meal prepping and thinking about your meals ahead of time. The next tip is to wash clothes only when they're dirty. Now, caveat, don't get grossed out. Obviously, undergarments and everything like that you should be washing after every use, but really only wash your clothes when they're actually dirty. You don't need to be washing your pants or your sweaters every single time that you're wearing them unless they actually have gotten dirty or you're sweating in them or they smell. But I got in the habit of doing this where I would wear things once, not sweat, just like lounge in them for a couple hours and throw them in the washing machine. You're wasting water and you're wasting some products that you use to clean your clothes. So get in the habit of only cleaning things when they are dirty. My next tip is to start holiday shopping before the holidays. We all know this. It's like 25 days before Christmas or Ramadan starts and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I buying, people? But think about these holidays before they come. You know, they do come every single year. We know Christmas is always the 25th of December. So start shopping beforehand so you can actually buy things when they're on sale, when there's the deals, and not when they're from full price 2 days before Christmas because your girl waited till the last minute. My next tip is to get a library card. Not only is it free, but you get to actually know your community and people that may live in your area. So many options available, from like books, audiobooks, movies. Like back in the day they had like DVDs and CDs. Do they still sell DVDs? Like, can you buy DVDs? I don't know. But get a library card. It's free. It's a great way to actually get out of your house and go read somewhere else or study. And there's so many books that you can get for free. Now, I am somebody who likes a traditional hard copy book. I love the way that books look in my house. I would love to own a home one day where it was like a giant library in my house and it just looked beautiful with all these bookshelves. I definitely love buying books. I love a hard copy book and I love the way that books looked on a display in your home. I think it's just even like decor pieces, to be honest. So get a library card. They are free and you can read. My last tip is to stop or completely reduce the amount that you smoke and or drink alcohol. This is huge for your wallet and your health. Smoking is really awful for you, so if you do smoke, please try to cut back. But it's also very expensive if you do smoke. Buying a pack of cigarettes can range between like $5 or if you live like in Canada, like $12 a pack. Same with alcohol. Alcohol is very expensive. I love drinking wine. Yeah, I love red wine, but it's really expensive and like not fantastic for your health if you're not just having like one glass of wine and that's it. But like, who does that? So really think about cutting back smoking and alcohol. It's so much better for your health and way better for your wallet. I love like trying new wines, so it really can add up in costs over time if you're constantly getting a couple bottles of wine a week or even like one bottle of wine a week. So really try to reduce the amount that you smoke and drink alcohol. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a comment and let me know what you do for frugal living, if you have any other tips. And if you did enjoy this video, please give me a like and think about subscribing. I make weekly videos every single week and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.